So Scream 7. I saw this last night. Yeah, it was not good. That's the gist of the review. I'm not the biggest fan of the Scream franchise. I really, really like the first one. I think that's a great horror movie. And then every other movie I've either not watched or I've seen bits and pieces of. Because the series never really interested me that much, but most horror series don't. But I don't know, I was in the mood to watch something last night. Like, oh yeah, Scream. Yeah, okay. It's like a horror movie, you know? Like, I don't really mind horror movies. They're just not my thing. You know, I don't actively go out to watch them, but there was nothing else to go and do. So yeah, the movie is really fucking bad, though. I wish I didn't watch this, because it wasted an hour and 40 minutes of my time. Even if you haven't seen all the other Scream movies, you don't really need to. Unless you've seen the first one, that's all that matters. Because that's the one they reference the most. All the other stuff. I trust me, if you don't know what happened in the last movie, this movie will remind you about what happened, like, in the entire series 100 times over. Do you remember that thing that happened in California? What about that thing that happened with you in the university? What about that thing that happened on the set that one time? Oh, what about that thing that you weren't there for in New York? They, like, say this shit all the time, and it's so annoying. The series has become so meta that it's now just becoming self-referential of itself. That's basically that's really redundant what I just said, but it's so self-involved, or like, what was the word for it? Self-referential. I just said that. I'm fucking stupid. I'm so sorry. But yeah, the movie is like so up its ass thinking it's so smart and meta that it's actually annoying, because even though all these characters are calling things out and talking about cliches, they're all massive cliches doing cliche fucking things that you would see in any other horror movie. But oh, it's smart because they're calling it out. No, it's not. It's annoying. And there's two characters that get introduced in this movie, and I think they're from the other two movies, from 5 and 6. They're like twins or something. They're brother and sister. They are annoying as hell. The guy is alright. He's more reserved, so he's alright. I don't really not like him. But it's him, and when he's paired up with that girl who by herself is annoying, and then they have this like back and forth chemistry that just made me want to vomit. It like reminded me of something from like Star Trek Starfleet Academy or some shit, you know what I mean? Or Star Trek Discovery, like the quippy dialogue between them, and the fact that their characters are so pointless and don't even need to be there, and really every character is kind of pointless and is just cannon fodder. Some characters are introduced only to be killed off 5 minutes later. And it's so fucking dumb. I hate when horror movies do that. There's a point in the movie where they set up this popular girl, like she's gonna be having a party and stuff. You're like, oh, that's gonna be like a main set piece for the later portion of this movie. But then she's just killed off like 6 or 7 minutes after she was introduced. And it's so like yes, her death is cool, but it's so like, oh, you put that character in, you wrote that character in just as an excuse to have a grisly death, when it shouldn't be like that. You should write characters that the fucking audience are invested in, so that when they die or when they're being chased by the murderer, you actually are invested and care about them. And there's this one kid named Lucas, who's like, he's really creepy, and he's into like podcasts, like true crime podcasts, and he's constantly going up to Sydney and bringing up all of her like the traumatic things she's gone through in life, and seemingly like no self-awareness that it's dumb as fuck to do that. And it's like just really every character comes off like they're completely unsympathetic or have no empathy at all for any of the horrible things that happen, and it really is annoying, and it just makes you want to see the characters get killed, which is, I guess, the point of these movies. But I don't like that, you know what I mean? I like horror movies where the stakes are actually interesting, where I actually care about the characters, where the villains are like intimidating and scary because they're willing to kill innocent people, not because they're going after someone who I already don't like to begin with. So I'm like, who really gives a fuck that person's being killed? Like the creepy kid Lucas is just there to be a red herring. Sydney's daughter has a boyfriend who's supposed to be a big red herring, and it's so dumb what they do with this guy. So the whole movie, he's supposed to be suspicious, but it's like, well, you're only suspicious of him because you think he's Billy Loomis, Mom, and he's not. And he just kind of acts weird, I guess. But then randomly, there's a scene later in the movie where she goes through his laptop and sees that he has like a video of him pretending to be deep faking himself as Stu, because that's one of the big plot points of the movie is like, is Stu really alive or is it someone deep faking and using AI? And it's like, no, I was just seeing if I could do it. It's not possible though. I couldn't do. And then it shows him, like, overacting and being like, I'm gonna fucking kill you and your whole family. And then he turns into Stu. And it's so dumb and bad. And it doesn't make any sense because he's not the killer. And he has nothing. He's not involved with any of the other killers in the movie. So he's just doing that for no reason at all in order to trick the audience into thinking he's someone, but he's not. And then he dies literally 5 minutes later. It's complete dog shit. There's so many moments in the movie where like a character does something and you go, why are you doing this? Like, why is Sydney stopped in the middle of the street talking to her daughter on FaceTime when she should be hauling ass to get there? Like, she's not that far away. I mean, while you're talking to her, you can still be like making your way to the cafe. And why did the daughter unbarricade herself after shooting the Ghostface guy? Why not just wait until your mom shows up or the police show up? You have a gun, so if he comes in, just shoot him. And also, this movie has a dumb tendency to like, oh, if you don't shoot the killer in the head, then he's not really dead. It's stupid because there's no supernatural element to the Ghostface mask thing. So I don't know why every character like can just tank 7 shots, you know what I mean? And getting thrown off the fucking balcony and getting stabbed and getting punched in the face and getting hit with all these things and sorry. And falling down the stairs. They can just tank all of this damage just because. Why? And then when they take off their masks later, they don't have any bruises or cuts or they're not bleeding at all, despite the fact that they have gone through like a fucking a war essentially. Like it's really, really dumb. And what's even dumber is what they decide to do with Stu. That was the big selling point. Matthew Lillard is coming back. Stu is coming back. I don't know if they advertised it very heavily in the trailer, but that was what everybody was talking about when it came to the rumors of this film. I mean, we knew that Matthew Lillard was coming back to reprise his role, but they did not tell us how he was going to reprise his role, and the way he did is probably the most insulting, baiting bullshit I've ever seen. And I can't stand when horror movies, when any movie does this, when they purposely mislead the audience before the movie comes out, tricking them into thinking they're going to get something, only to reveal, no, you're not getting that. So they make you think, oh, is it going to be Stu? Oh, but Stu's dead. How is he? Oh, Stu actually, he came to this psychiatric hospital, and they give a pretty stupid reason for why he could be alive. But you're like, okay, whatever. It's a horror movie, whatever. I like Matthew Lillard. I'm willing to, deal with that. It's stupid, but whatever. But instead, they're like, no, actually, it was AI the whole time. He was AI the whole time. And, no, that would be dumb if we brought... They literally even said that. It's like, no way, it was Stu. Stu's dead. That would be dumb. It's dumber what you ended up doing, because you have the killers be fucking 3 people that had maybe 1 or 2 scenes prior to establish them as characters in the movie. 2 of which I couldn't even really remember at first. The first guy is obviously supposed to be like a nobody. That's the whole like point. Like, oh, this guy is we don't even know who he is. That's an interesting plot for a Scream movie. So it's like, well, this can't be it. It's way too easy. So who really sent him? Oh, was it really Stu? Is it really Stu? Or was there a grander scheme going on? You know, oh, it's actually the neighbor lady who maybe had a scene or two prior to this, who I guess is obsessed with Sydney and wants to kill her for dumb, inexplicable reason A. You know what I mean? Fucking dumb, inexplicable, stupid reason number 187. Because that's pretty much what the Scream reveals are turning into. If you just see the movies, it's like everything is trying to recapture the magic of the first one. And sometimes they've been able to hit it from what I've seen, and then sometimes they're not. And this is definitely a case where they did not hit the landing at all, or stick the landing, whatever the fuck. The other guy she's working with is literally a non-character. He has maybe 4 lines of dialogue before he's revealed as a killer. And he's literally like, hey, you remember me, right? No! No one does. And of course, these characters are like goofy and making like SNL type humor jokes to each other, like Marvel-esque quips. But they're like, oh, they're also deranged serial killers that she murdered her own son brutally. I guess she doesn't really care. I mean, I guess, I think what happened is the writers were like, oh shit, she's his mom. Fuck. Bring it up just randomly. Like, what about your son? Oh, I don't care that I killed him. Even though earlier, like, you were spending a lot of time with him. So if you didn't really care, it doesn't even matter. Because the point is, she's not actually the same character she used to be. She's just a completely different, unhinged, batshit crazy person. Because, oh, nobody would expect that. Nobody would see that coming. It's like, no. Stop trying to do the shocking ending, because you've subverted expectations so many times already in the series that at this point it's obvious when you're going to subvert them. And you did it with characters that nobody even fucking cares about, and I barely remembered. You know? So, and then, like, she gives this really long and dumb monologue that barely makes any sense and is super convoluted, that you might as well just brought Stu back from the dead. Alright? Yeah, it would have been silly. Yeah, it would have been campy. Who cares, bro? Who fucking cares? Wouldn't it be great to get Stu back, to get Matthew Lillard back as, like, a main villain of this series? You know what I mean? Instead, they bring him back as AI, and let me tell you something. The reveal of his character is so, like, unceremonious. Like, when he first calls Sydney, it's just like his face pops up on screen. He's like, "What's up?" Dude, like, Matthew Lillard was definitely phoning it in. I don't blame him, though, because when you have to film every scene on FaceTime, it's like, what are you supposed to really give? And it was really funny seeing him, like, actually have to turn off the camera or, like, end the video call. So he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!" Alright, where's the button to turn this thing off? Like, it's really fucking, yeah, this movie is just bad. It is just bad. I could get more into it. Maybe I'll make another, like, a part 2 or something of this video. But I have to go. I'm kind of on a time crunch here, and I really don't feel like spending more time talking about this movie today. So, yeah, movie's bad. Don't watch it.